welcome to my book nook.
We are monsters. We give and we take.
How many times can I film this intro? I've said the same thing 3 videos in a row, but it's fine. I am doing Danny from Danny Dabble's Battle of the Booktuber vlog, where I read 6 books, 2 from 3 different booktubers. They recommended them in order of what they think I would like the best to what they think I would like the least. I mean, hoping that I would love all of them. I ranked them 1 through 5. They get points based off of it, and we just are battling to see who's going to be the best at recommending books. Obviously, it's me. Okay, I've said that. I'm going to be the winner, and we're going to move on from there, okay? What I probably should do is let you know who I am reading for, because, you know, we need to actually film the beginning. I will say, I already filmed this clip, and I lost a bunch of footage when I accidentally lost my memory card and had to buy a new one, and so it's very, very sad. I had already filmed this intro, and I felt quite confident with it. So you know what? We're just going to go with it again. I am reading for Booktuber A, and the Booktuber A has recommended 2 interesting books. The first book that they think I will like is The Hacienda by Isabel Cañas. The second one, which I don't currently own because it is at the library, is Several People Are Typing by Kevin Kalsulki, or Kalsul. I don't know how to say his last name, but by Calvin, okay? Okay. Anyway, initial thoughts on these books. Hacienda I bought back when I was in my thriller horror era, but I have been intrigued because it's like a gothic haunted house book. I've been wanting to have a gothic haunted house book that I like find and that I really, really vibe with. And so I am still intrigued in this. Was I as excited about it to read it right now when I'm not in my thriller and horror era? Not necessarily, but I'm still excited. Several People Are Typing. I don't know what to think of that because I've only seen one person talk and read about this book, I'm pretty sure, and it was Kayla from Books and Lala. And if I'm correct, she gave it a 5-star. Conversations with Rainy on the Roach. I'm coming in to tell you because apparently I never finished the clip filming because one, and name rhymes with Blinken, was not really letting me film. They were being very loud and very just not listening. So I didn't get to tell you about my initial thoughts. Several People Are Typing. My initial thoughts are I was not excited to read it. Not even a little bit, because I've seen Kayla from Books and Lala talk about it. And I know she gave it 5 stars. And typically when she gives something 5 stars, I don't really like it. Our tastes do not align, but I'm very intrigued by her mind, her creativity. That's why I watch her, but I don't watch her for her book recs because we don't actually align. And so I'm not gonna lie, when I saw this, I slightly questioned where this rec came from initially. But I'm willing to trust into the process and believe that there is a reason that I am supposed to read this, and that I probably reflects like a book that I have loved and enjoyed before. Like, I'm not entirely sure, but I'm here for the ride, okay? I'm here for the journey, so I'm gonna read it. As far as who I think recommended this to me, without a doubt it's Michaela, because the other 2 don't read thriller and horror. Like, they don't really. Like, I mean, I know Kirsten, I think, was the one that read, like, Frankenstein, or maybe that was Michaela, actually. I don't really know. I remember watching somebody's Frankenstein vlog. But the other 2 read a lot of, like, fantasy and, like, contemporary and other things like that. I don't think they're as much thriller and horror people. Hold on, Lincoln. And so I think that would be Michaela. It's just my guess. So that's who I'm assuming went with this. And I'm very intrigued to see in the live show, like, that we have after, like, why they recommended the books that they recommended. I'm very intrigued. But yes, so that is my thoughts on Several People Are Typing. Who do I think recommended it to me in general? Do I think I'm gonna love them? I think I could like the Hacienda. I'm at a red light now. I could like the Hacienda. I don't know about Several People Are Typing. I'm really gonna try to be open-minded. I'm really, really, really gonna try to be, but I'm not gonna lie. As soon as I saw that book, I went, oh dear God. And it's okay. So that is the plan. And now we're gonna actually go into the vloggy vlog. Okay, friends, I have acquired Several People Are Typing by Calvin Kalsulki. I'm very scared to read this. I'm not gonna lie. The entire book is written in a Slack channel. And I'm scared. I don't know if I'm gonna like this, if I'm being 100% honest, but I'm willing to give it a try. It is only about 240 pages, so I'm probably just gonna do this in one sitting and just sit there and read, because both my kids, one is at the doctor's with my husband and one is at grandma's for the day, and so I'm just gonna try to knock this bad boy out. And like I said, I don't really know what this is about, so let's see. It says Gerald, who's a mid-level employee of a New York-based public relations firm, has been uploaded into the company's internal Slack channels. His consciousness has. His colleagues think it's a prank, but now that his productivity is through the roof, his bosses are happy to let him work from wherever he says he is, because he's not showing up for work, obviously. And then it says he enlists his coworker to help him escape and to find out what happened to his body, but the longer he stays in the void, the more alluring and absurd his reality becomes. Whereas, you know, all of his colleagues are dealing with like their own issues, and if Gerald gets to work from home all the time, why can't they? Is true love possible between two people when one is just a line of text in an app? And then what does dusty stick emoji mean? And it's a satire of both the virtual office and contemporary life. I don't know, y'all. If I'm being so totally honest, I don't know. But I'm going to read some, and then I'm going to come back and update you, okay? Okay, here we go. Okay, y'all. I'm 57 pages in. So I'm like that far. I don't really care, if we're being honest, about any of the discussions that are being had in this book. And I know that this book is trying to say something, and it's commentary on like the workplace. Like, I get it, okay? Like, obviously it is an important thing to discuss. I'm just not vibing. I mean, like, it just says weird stuff. Like, they keep saying dusty stick, which, what the hell is that, okay? I don't understand what dusty stick is, but like, I'm just trying to explain like what they're like talking about so that you can like read it, okay? It's like, ooh, his desk is in such a good spot. Gerald, no, my desk is in such a good spot. Trip, precisely. You snooze, you lewd, my dude. Right next to the window. It's right next to the window. So are you gonna move desks then? Nope. Gonna rent it out to the highest bidder. It's just like, and then they're like, don't be a narc. I'm like, I don't care. I don't care about this book, but I'm gonna keep going because literally I read that in like 15 minutes, if even, like not even that long. So I can clearly keep going. Like, I can do it. All right, I'm 142 pages into this book. I'm just sitting here and reading, okay? Okay, I'm gonna say like a mild spoiler for this book about like what's actually happening. So like, if you don't want to hear it, then like I'll put the spoiler timer on the screen. Otherwise, like, you don't have to listen and you can just skip past this. And at this point, he's trying to get his coworker to go and check on him, and he finally goes and checks on him and finds his body and realizes that like he's just in his room, like basically in a coma, and he's like, oh shit, like, well, I haven't been eating and I haven't been drinking, so like you have to take care of my body. And so he decides, instead of wanting to have to go check on him every single day, that he's just gonna move him into his apartment to take care of him. Like, move his comatose coworker, okay? Shit is getting weird. I don't even know what else to tell you. Like, and then at one point, like, Gerald keeps having arguments with Slackbot. Like, right now, he's like, would you like to be a sunset? How? Uploaded sunset GIF. Climb aboard. How? You aren't anything. Be anything else. But how do I? Uploaded sunset GIF. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I'm trying, okay? I'm really, really trying. I don't know. I feel like I should just finish this book and then give you a final update, because this is just not going very excitingly. I just don't understand, like, the point of this. I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna finish this book and then I'll be back with final thoughts. I finished. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. So sorry, Booktuber A, but I'm about to go on a rant on this book. So if you don't want to hear my angry thoughts about this book, because I'm sure that you think it's a beloved book, and I'm not knocking, like, you for giving me this recommendation, like, I have to rant. Okay, we're gonna get into a rant because I am livid with this book. Okay, so at one point in this book, the Slackbot, like the helper in the Slack channel, has decided to take over Gerald's like identity. And so every time that it says Gerald, it's actually Slackbot. And then every time it says Slackbot, it's actually Gerald. And so Gerald's trying to like tell all his coworkers that the Slackbot, like robot helper, has taken over like his name and like his identity. And of course, like, they're not believing him. They're like, what the hell, Gerald? And so at a certain point in time, basically, Pradeep, which is the chat name of the user, like, whatever, he ends up saying to him, let me just find it. I'm going to end up reading this, so if you don't want to hear it, it's fine. Slackbot, oh yeah, Pradeep is just like, hey, and Slackbot's like, it's late. Did I wake you up? And Pradeep says, I was awake. I thought you had notifications off. Yeah, it's late. Is everything okay? And then Pradeep says, your body is fine. And then Slackbot says, did false Gerald, so when he was pretending to be Gerald, walk my body into the Gowanus or something? And he said, he's asleep, it's asleep, you're asleep, take your pick. And then they're like talking more, and Pradeep says, I gotta tell you something. This is effing weird. And Slackbot, Gerald, says, only getting weirder the more you draw this out. Are you sure my body's not floating in the goanus? And he says, pretty sure because we effed. Like we banged. And he goes, excuse me? Just now. Well, not just now. Recently. And Slackbot Gerald says, recently? And Pradeep says, tonight, yeah. And so then Slackbot says, excuse me. And then he goes into do not disturb mode. And then he's like, come on, Gerald. I didn't mean for this to happen. Not like this anyway. It was such a huge relief to see you moving around again, even if it wasn't you. Because when the Slackbot took over him, he also took over his body. And that relief turned into something else, or more like it directed me to something else. I didn't realize it's been there for a while. Simmering, I guess you could say. And then he said, we're on the train home, and Slackbot's going on about self-meat and amazement, and whatever else Trip and Bev's DMs taught him about sex, totally scandalizing the old guy sitting across from us, which... So I finally get Slackbot back to the apartment after another long tutorial on how to climb stairs, and he's still talking about how he wants to have experience sex. But it's not him, or it's almost not him, because it's nearly you. I mean, it's your body and the coat you asked me to order, which looks good on you, by the way. It's your mouth saying all of it, it's coming out of your beardy-ass face, and meanwhile I'm thinking about how you still have this beard because I never shaved it, because I thought you looked cute with a beard, and I'm like, holy shit, I think you look cute with a beard. I mean, you do look cute. That's not the holy shit part. The holy shit part is me being attracted to you. I'm just digging myself into a deeper hole here, I realize. And then he says, hey, I'm sorry. And Slackbot, or he says, explaining how I rationalized having sex with Slackbot as you, yeah. And then Slackbot says, what was his review of sex as an experience? And he said, positive. He kept bringing up sunsets during it, I mean. And Slackbot's like, that would be positive, yeah. And after, too, I understand if you're upset. And then he says, I'm not sure you do. I wasn't there. I crossed a line. I get it. No, I mean, I would have preferred to have been there for the sex. Oh. Cool. And then he's literally like, I'm trying to say I reciprocate your feelings, the ones you were having difficulty explaining before without insulting my beard. And then it turns into him basically saying, can you just let me say that I have a crush on you too? I would have liked to be there to experience the sex. Okay? And then it keeps going. And then at the end, they get into a relationship. Okay? They get into a relationship once he gets back into his body. Y'all. Non-consensual sex with a robot. You know that the robot has taken over his body and you decide you're gonna pounce on him. You decide you're gonna pounce on this man whose consciousness is not in his body. It is non-consensual whether or not he says that it's okay after the fact. You lost me there. You lost me there. That's when it drastically went downhill, and I wanted to give this 0 stars. I did. I want to give this 0 stars. I'm not going to be that rude. Because I feel like there's got to be redeeming qualities about this somewhere. So I don't really give a book 0 stars, but I'm going to give this a 1. This is a 1. I'm so sorry. I know that this book works for people. I read reviews of why people love this. There are so many good, wonderful, people that actually get the full commentary on, it in the workplace, okay? I understand. It serves a purpose. However, it did not work for me, and that alone has, dug its grave. Oh, this is unfortunate. This is so unfortunate. Oh, this is the first book I'm reading, and it's a 1. I'm so sorry. I don't know how much more I can apologize to you. You are a fabulous person, Booktuber A. You blossom with the sun. Your choice just didn't work for me. And that is okay. Oh, I'm going to be thinking about this book for a while. I am simmering. And, that's that. I'm gonna move on to greener pastures. We have another book to get to. We have the Hacienda. I'm sure it's gonna be a much better time than this. And I'm gonna come back to you at the end with this fabulous wrap up about how, this book is, not, I don't know, but I don't really want to hold this book anymore. Okay, I'm gonna go now. Namaste. Hello, friends. If you hear the music in the background, sorry, baby girl is listening and getting her dance party on. I am 30% into the Hacienda, so I'm on page 103 out of, I think, 346. And it's just all right. I mean, I'm really not in a thriller era right now. I really want to read fantasy romance. In fact, I'm in the middle of 2 fantasy romance books that I'm absolutely loving. And so it's been hard for my mind to just going back to thriller because I read thrillers as palate cleansers now. But I'm not enjoying it. I just have to see where it goes, I guess is what I'm saying. So I don't think I've really explained what this book is about yet. So this is about Beatrice, and it takes place during the Mexican Revolution, I'm pretty sure. And her father was executed for his stuff that he did in the war, but I think it's like he was on the good side, but like the bad people took over. Anyway, he was executed and her home was destroyed. So then her mom and her have nowhere to go, and she ends up meeting this man that's influential in the war, and he doesn't care about her status or where she came from or her background, and he marries her, and so she ends up owning this really popular hacienda with him. Like, she's extremely wealthy now, and her mom like disowns her because she doesn't like him, doesn't trust him, doesn't think it's a good idea, but she's like, I'm trying to save us, I'm gonna make us money, okay? And so Rodolfo, her husband, returns to go to work in the castle, and she starts realizing that the hacienda is kind of haunted. She sees like visions, she sees dead bodies, she sees things that nobody else sees, but then everybody else knows that the house is haunted, but they don't acknowledge it, like his sister and the maid won't even sleep in the house, so like clearly something is going on. So she decides to turn to drastic measures and ask one of the priests to bless her house. And of course one of the priests says they absolutely won't do that, and then one of the other priests is like, I believe it's haunted too, I will help you. And so it's her and him secretly trying to get rid of whatever evil is in this hacienda. And so I literally just got to where she finally got the priest to say like, I will come tonight and we will start figuring out what's going on with your place. And so like, it's been fine. I mean, it's written very well. Like, it definitely has that gothic, creepy atmosphere. But I'm just not very invested yet. So I guess I need to see what's going on with the house, like what creepy stuff is going on beyond what has already happened. There was some cool things that have happened. So yeah, my plan is to hopefully read a crap ton of this today and knock it out of the park, because I am in the middle of the Amazing Readathon and I really need to finish this because I have 2 more books after this. But we're truck-a-luck-a-luckin' along. So that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep on reading. I will probably update you at the 50% mark, but so far, not too bad. Conversations with Rainy in the car. Shh. I don't want to make this update. I don't want to do it. Booktuber A is really going to hate me after this. Please be my friend still. Be kind to me. I'm not loving this book either. I'm not. It's not. I'm liking it more than the last book. That's not saying a lot though. I don't know if it's because I'm not in a thriller mood, because like some thrillers hit. Like I still really appreciate some thrillers. Like I read The Fury like 2 months ago and I wasn't in a thriller era then either, and I really liked it. I don't know if it's that. I don't know if it's the fact that I don't really like half the characters. I don't really know if it's the fact that I'm not really a haunted house book girly. I haven't found one that's like really done it for me yet. I don't know if it's all of those factors coming in together to work actively against this, but it's been a week since I've updated this log for this. And I've only moved 3% in the book. I read 1 chapter and I struggled to even read that 1 chapter because I just didn't care. And I'm 40% in and I have 60% left. I have like 200 pages left and I don't want a DNF. I know I can make it through this book. I don't understand what's going on with me and why I'm not liking these books, especially because it is written well. I'm just not caring. And I'm so sorry. I feel like a sham. Also, sorry. I lost my voice. I went to a Melanie Martinez concert yesterday, and so my voice is shot. But I'm very sad, friends, that I'm not loving this. I don't know what else to tell you. This is a sad update. I will update again soon. I don't know what to say here, friends. I feel like I should be voted off the island in Survivor. I should be voted off the island because I've read 4 books for these vlogs so far and I've not enjoyed many of them. And I'm sad to say that this is another one that bites the dust. This is a 2.5. Now hear me. And I don't know how many times or how many different ways I can say this. Maybe in a different life, I would have enjoyed this a lot more, being a thriller and horror girly. However, I don't know if I would have, because yeah, I get that it's like beautifully written, but I'm not seeing what everyone else is seeing in this. Like, I was bored to tears for part of this. I know I missed information because I was listening, but like, you know, when you're listening to a book, but you're not fully listening because you're just trying to like get through the book, like you're still trying to give the book a chance. Like, you know, we've all done it. That's what I was doing. And so I probably missed stuff. In fact, I know I missed stuff because, for example, I don't know what happened to one of the characters in the book and how they ended up dying. And so I probably know that I should have gone back to figure it out, but I didn't care to go back. But, you know, if you were to be. Unfortunately, it just didn't work for me. And I don't want to give it a 3, because a 3 is like, this is a book and I read it. Because at least there was something about the book that intrigued me. Whereas this was never that intriguing for me. So it's a 2.5. And I am very sad about it, because I know people love this book. I know that this is one of my friend's favorite books. And unfortunately, it did not hit. Did not hit. And that is unfortunate, because I gave this a 2.5. And I gave the other book a 1. But 1 is really saying something. Yeah. I don't know, friends. I don't know. Okay, anyway, we're gonna say goodbye. But first we're gonna wrap up this vlog with the little bit at the end. Okay, friends. I don't have several people are typing anymore, because it's been a long time since I read that. I read that back I read that like 2 months ago, and then everything else I waited till the last second. So it's back at the library. But I gave this a 2.5. Oh, and I gave the other one a 1, but I really want to give it like a 0.5. I really do, but I'm gonna stick with 1. I'm gonna stick with a 1. And I already have like put this a million times said into my rant on the other book, and so like I'm not gonna continue to beat a dead horse, but I'm just saying there's a what is it, a Goodreads review, and this is exactly my thoughts. Everyone forgot about the grape scene that was justified by, well, it's okay that you had non-consensual sex with my body, even though my consciousness wasn't in there, because I kind of have a crush on it too. The main reason I gave it a 1-star rating, wish I could have given it less. That is Rosie, you understand. You understand. And I mean, it's not like I was loving that book before, but it's fine. We already talked about that book. We're not going to wrap that book up again. Okay. So anyway, I'm really, really sorry, Booktuber. I'm so beyond sorry. I believe that you know good books and that you recognize good books. Okay. I'm not saying you don't. I'm just saying maybe our tastes don't align, and that's totally okay. Like, I think that this is a valid, great book to read. Several people are typing. I don't know what else to say. But I do know that I'm supposed to guess who this is. And my only guess is Michaela, because she's the only person that reads thriller and horror in that group. Well, she's not the only one. The rest of them might read stuff, like Kirsten might and Josie might, but I don't see them ever talk about that. And that's like all Michaela talks about. So I know it's Michaela, and I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, but I didn't like them. But this is okay. That's why reading is a rainbow. Everyone reads what they want, and it's okay. Anyway, I sing when I'm sad and awkward, desperate for love. Anyway, that's a Friends reference. I'm gonna go. I'm getting very awkward. Okay. Goodbye.